So today I'm going to be teaching you how to repot your plants, whether they are existing houseplants or if you just bought new plants, like so, from the farmer's market, a strawberry plant or a cacti, or the existing houseplants you might have in pots. You should be repotting your plants at least every 6 months, and with the concept, which applies to all potted plants, you should be graduating your plants to a larger pot size with each repotting. Also, you are giving them new soil, new nutrients, new food, and that's to keep your plants healthy and a well-fed, nourished system. Because plants, just like us, we need nutrients, we need a really nice home environment, which for the plants are the pots. So when you repot the plants, you're cleaning out their home, you're giving them new food, and you're making them really happy, which thus they're going to grow better. So today we're going to look at my cacti that I have. It's a succulent, and we're going to graduate it to a larger pot size. So the pot size isn't a whole lot larger than the current one, but it's larger so the roots can grow. If you graduate it too large, then the roots can drown. So the first thing you're going to do with your new pot is you're going to wash it out to keep it nice and clean. So I washed out the inside. After you washed out the inside, you are going to get a good healthy soil mix. It's really important to buy good soil because that is the plant's food. So get organic soil, and then you have to make sure you get some good plant food, which we'll talk about later. So make sure that there's drainage in your pot, which there's a hole at the bottom of this one. And I got a really good cacti mix that I don't need to put like rocks at the bottom because it already has rocks within. So this cacti mix is specifically for cactus because every plant needs different nutrients. So that's why the soil, which offers the nutrients, should be catered to that specific plant. So after you clean out your pot, you're going to put the soil within your pot. I'm going to put it about 1/3 the way. Okay, dump it 1/3 the way. Mix it around. Next, you're going to take your current plant and you're going to gently bust out the plant from the pot, and you can see that the roots are all tangled around the soil. So that is good. What I'm going to do now is gently break it up because you want to aerate the soil. By doing that, because the roots are all stuffed in here, you want to just break it up so then the roots can have a good nutrient system once you repot it. So you break it up by just gently crumbling it around, letting the old soil fall, because you don't need this old soil. I mean, you can recycle soil, but remember, soil is the plant of the food. Soil is the food for your plant. So if you keep using old soil, there's no new food in there. So spoil your plants, buy them new soil. And see, I just lightly tap it. I'm just trying to break it up because you need that rooting system to be able to absorb the food. When I break it up, I'm just tapping into it. Sometimes you can jab a pencil lightly around, but just kind of massaging it. Breaking up that old soil. Kind of spanking it. It's been a good plant though. Okay, and now I'm just gonna take my fingers and kind of dig in a little bit. You're not gonna hurt the roots. See, they're really strong, so good. What I'm doing is just like there's a lot of rocks in there because you know, cacti are from desert area. They don't have like really moist soil, so there's a lot of rocks. And I just want to break it up because my new soil has plenty of good rocks, and I can allow the roots to have more exposure to the good stuff. Okay, so this looks good. So my pot is filled to 1/3. I'm going to dump it in, keep it nice and straight. And now I'm going to fill all around the new roots with the soil from the bag. So I just take scoopfuls, handfuls of the new soil, I'm centering to the new plant. You want it centered in the pot so it grows upright. Like from the previous potting, this plant was growing to the side, so I had to tie it because it got pretty heavy. So now it's an opportunity to restructure the plant. So like if your plant is growing really crooked or off to one side, that's a great time to repot your plant as well, because then you can force it to grow upright because you control the direction of the stalk. So this is great, kind of just bouncing up and down, taking in that soil. You know, some people do this with gloves. I'm doing this bare hands because it's contact with the earth, and I wash my hands afterwards too. I mean, because there is fertilizer and other sometimes chemicals in the soil, but this is an organic soil, so it's pretty good, and I trust it more. It's good just to, you know, you're passing energy to the soil, which is all good, you know, because we're all life, that we need each other. Actually, we need plants. Plants really don't need us. But they do benefit from us. Studies have shown that when you kind of like massage a plant gently, like, you know, rubbing its leaves and stuff, it grows better with human touch, you know, because it's taken in your energy. So also classical music, plants have grown in better, grown faster and stronger in environments that have played classical music for them. There's been studies to have shown that as well. So yeah, plants are life. They're taking in the energy around us, but they're also giving us a lot of good energy. Some benefits of houseplants are they filter the air, they purify the air, they oxygenate the air. So all those things are benefiting us because we're breathing in the air in which we live, right? So have plants in your home environment and they will contribute. So now it's the top, and so I'm going to just pat firmly the top of this plant with the soil. Okay. Okay, now that I have filled the pot with the new soil, I'm going to just firmly pat in the soil and actually add some because I want to make sure the plant's upright. Because once you add water, you're going to see too that it's kind of fall into place. So you want to make sure it's really in there tight, nice and firm. Okay. You don't want your soil to overflow the pot, but you want it to be right below the brim. So here I'm firmly patting it down. Soil's in there. Looks great. Okay. Now I'm going to water the newly potted plant. So here's my water canister. I'm going to water it so I can soak in the new soil. So just soak the entire top so your top is all soaked. Great. All right. And now my local farmer's market man, get this right here. He sells this organic compost. It's at the Mars Vista Farmers Market. And this is amazing fertilizer and food for your plants. So now I'm going to top it off after you freshly repot and water your plant. You top it off with this and give it some really amazing nutrients. All right, topped it off with that. And always make sure that you know what your plant likes. So this is a succulent. It doesn't need to be watered a whole bunch. It likes to have a dry environment. So about every 2 weeks, I'm gonna water this plant. Also, the type of pot your plant is in also determines how often. Like clay pots, the water evaporates pretty quick, so you need to water them more. And then know the sun exposure for your plants as well. So make sure you do your research, that you can provide your plant the best home as possible, so then it can provide you with the best benefits.
So I just had a successful day of repotting my plants. As you can see, some of them are showcased around. I have my little strawberry guy in my hand, and some other tomato plants, peppers, and then some indoor house plants. So I just wanted to give you a couple of important tips. Number one, when you're buying your plants, try to buy it from a small store or a local farmer's market. When you go to the chain stores to buy your plants, they're coming in with possibly a lot of bugs, mites, other bacteria, and when you introduce those to your home, if you have any existing plants, they'll contaminate it. And also, just when you buy local, you're buying with more love. Like, I know who grew this. I know the guy, he took care of it, he believes in it, and it's probably going to give me better strawberries than if I went to a chain store. Next, when you're cleaning out your pots, I like to use old t-shirts. Just clean out the inside, just get an old t-shirt, wet it a little bit, clean out the inside. You don't need to use any detergents or soaps or anything like that. Remember, your plant is going to go inside of it. You don't want any crazy chemicals touching your plants. So old t-shirts are great. I reuse as much as possible. Recycling takes energy, so reusing doesn't. The next thing is I like to keep them outside, even if the plants are going back indoors, because outside is their natural environment. So there's some wind going on today. That's helping the plants, because plants will get stronger with that wind force, because outside is the natural environment of all plants. When we bring them inside, we're trying to recreate the natural order of things. So I keep them outside for the day, just let them enjoy some nice sunshine. But also keep in mind, some plants that get direct sunlight can be harmed. So know your plants, know what they like for sun, know what they like for water, know the fertilization, also know the soil type, know your pots as well. You need to get good pots with good drainage. If you get a pot that doesn't have a hole at the bottom, there's no drainage and your plant will drown. Try to challenge yourself to grow your own food as much as possible. Herbs are really great to grow. I grow them from seed. They're very easy. I grow basil, rosemary, parsley, sage. Those all grow really easily from seed. I keep them in the kitchen. Just do research, give it lots of love, and it's going to take care of you. So I hope this helped, and I hope you have power in your plants, and power to you.